Okay, it's the next day and I'm back. This video is going to take a couple of minutes because if you have this circumstance, then you're going to have to go down a bit to get to this point. I'm going to show you how to do that. So what I had to do was to take the entire cowling off, top and sides, to get to the inside of the Predator. And here it is without its clothes on. Yeah, anyway, so in order to get the sides off, what you need to do is to, looking at the cover here, when that cover's on, you have two screws that are right here. That loosens begins to loosen the side cover here. Once you have those two screws out, then there are three bolts right down here. 1, 2, 3. Loosen those, and then you will need to remove two screws here and two screws here. Those are for the handles. Additionally, there is a screw here and a screw here. So you take those out, and then you remove the wheels by taking the cover off the wheel. Remove the little clevis pin, slide the wheel off on both sides. You'll need to do that in order to get the cover clear. And once you have the hardware loose, you'll be able to go ahead and slide that cover off. And what I did was I took the knot out of the pull handle, and with the cover away from the edge, held on to the cord, and then just put an overhand knot so I wouldn't lose it, and I'll be able to put it back. As I discussed, I was going to take the spark plug out, which I did. I took the spark plug out and grounded it against the side of the engine here and pulled on it, and there was no spark. Pulled over easy. When I'm doing that, the screen here is lighting up, so that's telling me that the system is at least live. And I did that when we had the battery in it. Yeah, it started electrically as well, and this display wanted to light up, or it was lighting up. No information on it, but still no start. So took both sides off, allowed me to get in and see some things. It was obvious when I started taking this apart that somebody else had been in here as well, trying to figure out what was going on, and I'm not sure how far they got or if they just gave up. I know that they got as far as this module down here because one of the screws is missing, and I'm not sure if they found it or not. But before I go any further, I need to replace this module, and I think I know what it is, but not exactly sure. There's no part number or anything else on it. I looked it up online and found some things that were close to it. So I sent an email off to some people that deal in some parts that are used in this. So what I did was, in checking wires, feeling wires, I ran my finger over here, this red wire, which is going to our starter in this module here, and whoop, there was something underneath there that didn't feel right. So I turned it over, and you can see that it has shorted through the insulation. Yeah, let's see here. You can see it pretty good. It's kind of blurry. So it's shorted on something through the insulation. Well, a quick look around ended up showing me that right here on this SCR is black. So this red wire, either however it was routed, maybe like this or whatever, vibrated enough that it went right into that component, and it probably fried that. And I took a chunk out of the side of it right here. So I'm sure that module is shot. The other thing that I noticed was that this black lead here, and this may be for I'm not sure. I without the wiring diagram, I can't tell. I'm just guessing. But this might be the low oil indicator. When I was looking at this wire just came right out. There was next to nothing holding it, and there's oil on this, so electrically, of course, that's not good. So, other than the insulation damage, there isn't too much more with that wire. I'm going to go ahead and re-insulate that. I'll use some electrical tape, and then I'll root it out of the way from that. I'm waiting for a response from well, it's actually an eBay store. Hopefully they have this, or the module that they're showing me that I found, they'll tell me that that is a suitable replacement for it. If it is, then I'll bolt in a new one, and then we'll try it again. So there you are. Again, I still haven't cleaned the exhaust up yet, and I still have to clean the spark arresters, get those taken care of. Did take the battery out and got that on a charger over here on the bench. Little guy right there. And this is my little side project battery bank for my fifth wheel. So, all right. Hopefully, we'll get that module replaced and I can get this thing put back together. I'm going to give it a good cleaning too. It needed dusty, and we already talked about the vent mod. We'll do that. As far as disassembly goes, I'm not going to go much further. I don't think I need to go much further than this. So it wasn't all that hard. If you don't normally take things apart and you find yourself needing to do this, just remember to, where you can, take your hardware and put them back into the holes that they came out of. That way you don't end up with a pile of nuts, bolts, and screws wondering where they go. When I did take this thing apart, for the screws that go into these ports right here that hold the top together and make sure it's all flush and whatever, they were missing. So I got those easy enough to get some just replacement screws and get that taken care of. So there we are. I'm still pretty hopeful, and well, we'll see what happens.